Time is the one thing every criminal thinks they can control. They check watches, they erase texts, they create alibis. But time always leaves a mark. Today, we're doing something different. A timeline breakdown, a mystery dissection. We're looking at one case, 4 hours, and a gap that should not exist. On February 3rd, 2018, 28-year-old paramedic Nora Ashby finished a 14-hour shift at Mercy Hospital in Savannah, Georgia. She texted her boyfriend at 7:32 p.m., "Leaving now. So tired. See you soon." She never made it home. The drive from Mercy Hospital to her apartment takes 22 minutes. She had a full tank of gas. Her phone was charged. Her keys were in her hand. So where did those 22 minutes become 4 days? This is the timeline breakdown. Let's walk through the hours, second by second. Nora Ashby was no stranger to emergencies. She worked in the ER. She saved lives for a living. Friends described her as calm under pressure and impossible to fluster.
Nora was the person you wanted next to you in a crisis. She didn't panic. She solved problems. Her boyfriend, Derek Vance, was a firefighter. They had been together for 2 years. They were planning a trip to New Orleans the following weekend. On paper, Nora Ashby was low risk. Not someone who vanishes. Not someone who leaves her car running in a parking lot. Not someone who ignores her phone for 4 days. But that's exactly what happened. Let's establish the timeline. Every time is verified by cell phone data, security cameras, and witness statements. 7:32 p.m., Nora texts Derek, "Leaving now." Hospital security cameras show her walking to her car, alone. She looks tired, but normal. 7:34 p.m., her car exits the hospital parking garage, left turn onto Abercorn Street. That's the last time her car is seen on public cameras. 7:41 p.m., her phone pings a tower near the intersection of Abercorn and Eisenhower. This is on her normal route home. 7:49 p.m., her phone pings a tower near her apartment complex. She is less than half a mile from home. 7:53 p.m., her phone sends its last ping. Not at her apartment, not on a main road. The last ping comes from a cell tower behind an abandoned strip mall, 1 mile east of her apartment.
That's the first red flag. She was 5 minutes from her front door. Then she turned the wrong way. Between 7:53 p.m. and 8:15 p.m., Nora Ashby disappears from every record. No phone pings, no camera sightings, no witnesses. At 8:15 p.m., her phone reconnects to a tower. This time, it's 7 miles south, near the Savannah River, a remote boat ramp with no security cameras. Let me repeat that. Her phone pinged at 7:53 p.m. near her apartment. Then it went silent for 22 minutes. Then it pinged again 7 miles away. 22 minutes. That's the exact amount of time it takes to drive from her apartment to the river boat ramp. The exact same amount of time as her original commute home. Here's the question the police couldn't answer. Was Nora driving, or was someone driving her car? We had no evidence of a struggle, no evidence she was forced off the road. But her route makes no sense for someone who was tired and wanted to go home.
Now let's talk about Derek Vance, the boyfriend, the firefighter. Derek told police he was home all evening. He said he fell asleep on the couch watching TV. He didn't notice Nora was missing until the next morning when he woke up alone. Here's the contradiction. Nora's apartment building has a key fob entry system. Every entry and exit is logged. According to those logs, Derek Vance entered the building at 7:15 p.m. He did not leave. But at 8:03 p.m., 10 minutes after Nora's phone went dark, a neighbor reported hearing a car door slam in the parking garage, then another car leaving, fast,
Derek's car was a white Ford F-150. Security footage from a gas station across the street shows a white Ford F-150 leaving the apartment garage at 8:05 p.m. The driver's face is not visible. I didn't think anything of it at the time. People come and go, but looking back, the engine revved, like someone was in a hurry.
Derek Vance denies leaving the apartment. He says he was asleep. The key fob shows he never exited the building.
So how did his truck leave the garage?
On February 7th, 2018, 4 days after Nora disappeared, a fisherman found her car, parked behind the abandoned strip mall, where her phone pinged last. The driver's seat was pushed all the way back, too far for Nora's 5'4" frame, too far for anyone under 6 feet tall. Inside the car, her purse, her wallet, her keys, her work bag. Everything except Nora. And one more thing. On the passenger seat, folded neatly, Derek Vance's fire department hoodie. The same hoodie he wore in his police interview. The same hoodie he said he lost a few weeks ago. Here's the twist that breaks the timeline. Derek's phone records show his device was connected to the apartment Wi-Fi all night, never disconnected. But Wi-Fi connection doesn't prove he was holding the phone. It only proves the phone was in the apartment. So the question becomes, could Derek have left the apartment without his phone? Could he have driven Nora's car to the river while his phone stayed on the couch? The timeline allows it, just barely.
Nora Ashby's body has never been found. Without a body, prosecutors hesitated. Derek Vance hired a lawyer. He stopped answering questions. The case went cold for 14 months. Then, in May 2019, a dive team searched the Savannah River near the boat ramp. They found a weighted duffel bag. Inside, Nora's work boots, her hospital ID, and a towel with Derek Vance's DNA. Not enough for a murder charge, but enough for obstruction of justice. Derek Vance was arrested in June 2019. He pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence. He served 18 months. He was released in December 2020. Nora Ashby is still missing. Her family still searches. Her friends still post on her Facebook wall every February 3rd. Someone knows where my daughter is. Someone drove her car. Someone moved her phone. Someone folded that hoodie. The timeline doesn't lie. People do. The timeline breakdown leaves us with one truth. 22 minutes. That's all it takes to change everything. 22 minutes to drive to the river. 22 minutes to disappear. 22 minutes to create a mystery that may never be solved. But here's what the timeline also tells us. Nora Ashby did not vanish into thin air. She vanished into someone's plan. And until that plan is fully uncovered, the clock is still ticking. If you have any information about the disappearance of Nora Ashby, contact the Savannah Police Department. I'm your host. Thank you for walking through the timeline with me. Sometimes the smallest gap tells the biggest lie.